What's up, guys? Welcome back to the library. Let's jump right into it, or in this case, web sling. So, when the Beavis and Butthead prototype announcement that they were being released happened, there was quite a shock when the Twitch stream started, and that was because they were showing off the pitch demo of New Level Software's Spider-Man game. Now, this would have come out in an alternate universe if Activision didn't decide to go with Neversoft, who then took care of the Spider-Man game and the second game for the PlayStation. For those that don't know, a pitch demo is essentially kind of like not quite resume, but like not quite tryouts, if you will. It's basically something whipped together to give your potential publisher an idea of how the game is going to work, what they're looking forward to, and so forth. What makes the demo, even in its super rough shape, stand out from Neversoft's Spider-Man is the scale. Here in the prototype, it's roughly a city block, give or take. It might be more of like a half block. The camera starts zoomed in on Spider-Man like it does in the Neversoft version, and to agree, like games like Grand Theft Auto. Once you get Spider-Man running into the background, you realize just how small he is compared to the buildings around him. The scope of the game would have been this huge city. Now, we don't know what they had in mind for the hardware because they would have likely needed to be streaming straight off the disc and perhaps finding a way to hide the loading times between buildings like how Legacy of Kain did. This was no small feat of potential Spider-Man game. Like, it's ridiculous. Since this is a pitch demo and it's not refined, Spider-Man's controls are really wonky, and things that you would need programmed in the final game aren't there, but there are ways around it. So let's talk about that. The O button sends Spider-Man flinging across the screen, pretty much just like Beavis and Butthead in their game. While it came across super awkward in the reveal, in sitting down with it, it turns out it's kind of brilliant. So while his animation isn't properly drawn to match the speed and distance he goes, it's essentially a triple jump button. If you go into the corner where the two buildings are closest, you leap up that building like you're frickin' Strider. It's incredible. 2, they have this neat first-person mechanic where once you're clinging to a building, you can go into first-person mode, look around, and pick a target for your web sling, launch it, and then, at your own leisure, finally swing across to your new location. The big problem here in the prototype is that they didn't program in Spidey's climb up and over animation. So if you try crawling up the side of a building and then want to get onto the roof, you just keep crawling straight up, or while still in crawl mode, you just glitch and start floating off the city. There is a way around this though. If you want to land on a specific rooftop, look for a building nearby that is taller than that building. Web to that one's side and then look down at the building and aim your web shooter at the actual roof. And when you fire, instead of clinging, Spider-Man will just land and you can walk around normally and explore the area. One of the crazy things with this prototype as far as the city goes is the mood. Like I said, there's not much here to play with per se, but you can tell what they are going for because of the skyline has this crazy tall building in the background that you can reach. There's at least 5 or 6 different building heights that all mesh together for this really neat city skyline. What I do adore are the hues they use for this nighttime scene. Just really rich purples, blacks, shades of navy. The lighting peeking out between buildings and sometimes the actual windows gives it this really almost like Gotham City-like vibe. There's also some neat Batman-like accessories, if you will, like the water towers and the corner statue protrusions coming out from the building. It totally reminds me of the ledges you can swing down from in the Batman Arkham games, and I'm willing to bet there likely would have been some sort of hanging mechanic from that if this had gone to full development. There is just the camera angles aren't the camera angles aren't fully engaged, if you will. So like the follow camera is really, really close, but then the action camera, like, you kind of lose it if you go in the weird direction, and Spider-Man can clip through everything, so it's really easy to lose him in the process. It's so once you are able to play with the goofy controls, it's really neat to just get around the city. Like, you can zoom up to the tallest building, and then just use your web shooter to look around, and it's just it literally feels like you're looking down on a city. It's incredible. And unfortunately, I wish there were more to talk about in this pitch demo, but that's about it. It is just so awesome that we have this in our grasps now, along with most of the Beavis and Butthead prototypes. There is no background music to this, because in the pitch demo, it's literally just the Ramones cover of the Spider-Man theme looped infinitely. And I'm not getting the copyright strike for that. But yeah, I figured you guys should at least see this, at least from my perspective. I tried being as cool as I could with DuckStation's extra free camera, just to give you guys a really neat, like, just panoramic view, if you will. I really wish we could have seen this version come to press, because it definitely has a more darker vibe than the one we got from Neversoft. But yeah, not much to talk about otherwise. I'm not thinking about this. Before I go, I think I'm probably just going to let this be a extra, like a bonus episode. I won't make it a real one. But yeah, so much stuff to get to, and yeah, it's just been overwhelming these last 3 weeks. But yeah, any questions, let me know. I'll see you next video.